Destin, the last time I spoke to you was during COVID for Shang-Chi. It seems like a million years ago. What do you think now, looking back at it, you took away from that project that you were able to use to your advantage on this one?
Well, Shang-Chi was my first time doing, a very big movie. I mean, the primary thing I was able to bring from that movie into this one were the people. A lot of the same action designers and stunt performers and choreographers that did Shang-Chi, I carried over into this movie. I learned a ton from that film, and every movie is like a brand new thing that you take as much as you can from the movie, what I learned from the previous one, and bring it into the new one.
And now, talking about this new one, I've seen the first 30 minutes, I guess, and even from that, I got some laughs. I got a sense of the deep emotion of Peter's journey of being forgotten by the world, and also the use of TV on the radios, Wolf Like Me, in that opening montage. As soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, this is legit.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like that song. We went through a lot of songs before we found the right one for that opening montage.
Oh, perfect. Such a good choice. And now you go from working with a character like Shang-Chi, who is, I guess, relatively unknown to a mainstream audience, to now working with a character who is iconic, one of the most iconic superheroes in cinema. I guess, how is that different from your perspective, going to a character now that brings all of this kind of cultural baggage that maybe you didn't have to worry about before?
I'd like to think of it not really as baggage and more as building blocks that I get to build off of. I mean, what's wonderful is you don't have to start from zero. You start from a place that emotionally has a lot of setups and things that we can build off of. So our movie was really able to go even deeper than previous movies of this character, because of all the amazing work that John and even Sam and Mark have done with this character. We're able to build off of all of that and go even deeper for the fans.
Yeah, well, I'd love to talk more about that. So, if from your perspective, I guess, what did you appreciate most about what John and Tom were able to do with the previous trilogy?
I think in different ways, all three directors that came before me captured the heart of Spider-Man in various ways, and some obviously concentrated a little bit more into the darkness. Some captured the really teen angst of Peter, but they all captured like that heart of Peter Parker that I think we all fall in love with, and I fell in love with, and that heart of Peter, that's this normal guy who makes mistakes, who's trying his best, who goes through some pretty tragic things in his life, but is able to still find hope, still push forward, still try to be good. That's the thing that I think is common throughout all the movies, and it's really what we're focused on in this is Peter coming into a brand new transition in life, a major life-changing stage, and watching him really go through his childhood to adulthood in our movie is something that I think everyone will relate to.
And the idea, of course, from Spider-Man is, with great power comes great responsibility, which is the idea of sacrifice. A hero should sacrifice. In this film, it seems as though Peter has given himself completely to that, certainly at the start of the film, and kind of almost divorced himself from who he was as Peter Parker, which is now forgotten by the world, fully into Spider-Man. Like, I guess, what does this film have to say about a responsibility a hero has to themselves, for self-care?
Well, you hit the theme right on the head. I think it is very easy for many of us who love what we do, who love the work that we do, who do feel a deep sense of responsibility to just do good work. And that's where we find Spider-Man at the beginning of this movie. We see that he is taking the words that Aunt May told him to heart and taking them very literally. So in a lot of ways, in the writer's room, we were calling him Spider Monk. He has kind of given up everything else and is just being Spider-Man. And over the course of this movie, I think he learns what Aunt May actually meant when she said, "With great power must also come great responsibility." That responsibility is not what she didn't mean was she didn't want him to give up his humanity. His responsibility is very much as much to Peter Parker as it is to Spider-Man.
And from the first sequence, the web slinging through the skyscrapers is just so visceral. And I imagine, the finished film will be taking it even to another level from what I saw. What did you want to achieve with those sequences?
From the very beginning, we wanted to create a real sense of vertigo and an experience for the audience that puts you right there with Spider-Man when has his toes hanging off the edge of a skyscraper. We wanted to find angles of the camera to really make you feel like you're there. So we were looking at a lot of YouTube videos of wingsuiters or parkour videos and seeing where they're placing their GoPro cameras and how we can create that same sense of adrenaline for the audience to give them something a little different in this movie.
Yeah, and we're talking about things that are a little different in that sequences is how I think he's just seen, we won't give any spoilers away in this interview, but he sort of just sees MJ in her new apartment, and then he's sort of swinging away from that scene, and the way he swings the full arc of the parabola and ends up sort of horizontal and then lets gravity take him that way, I thought was just brilliant. Visually, emotionally, so well done.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate that, because we did a lot of physics. I learned a lot of physics in this movie working with our VFX department, who, they really took to the physics of the weight of Spider-Man, the speed that he is starting his first swing, the length of his web, and what the actual trajectory would be to have the correct arc. So we took the physics to heart, and I think it creates a real sense of this is really happening in our movie.
Yeah, it comes across, and that's enough of the nerdy stuff. And so tell me about working with Tom, because it feels like he obviously has been very invested in all of these films, but this one it feels like he's even as he's getting older and evolving in his career, really taking more ownership of it.
I mean, Tom is a joy to work with. He comes with obviously the breadth of knowledge that comes from living in this suit for the past three movies, I think 5 movies total. And not only that, he comes with the knowledge of being a Spider-Man superfan his whole life. So when he comes into the writer's room to pitch ideas, it really is a breath of fresh air, because his ideas are always fresh and exciting and interesting, and he really is a fan-first creator. And we were always in the writer's room trying to find ways to surprise the fans, to give them something new and fresh, which I think they'll find, but also to give them something that everybody, I think, desires right now, which is a movie that has both feet on the ground, emotionally, also physically, that are action design, that are stunts, all feel like they're real and really happening, and we're doing as much in camera as possible. But also emotionally, that we are seeing a side of Peter Parker that we haven't really seen before, and we're going a little deeper than we have before.
And one thing the fans are certainly pumped for is that dynamic between Spider-Man and the Punisher. John Bernthal is just so perfectly cast as that character, as he has been for a while now. Tell me about what you saw in the scenes with those two characters.
I mean, I didn't have to do much in those scenes because those two have so much chemistry. I just had to sit back and enjoy the show. You throw those two in a scene together, they know the general arc of the scene and they know which lines we really have to hit. But what's so fun is to kind of just let them go and play off of each other, and they have so much history together that hearing them banter is one of the joys of this entire experience for me.
Well, they do have like a long-standing friendship and a great relationship as well. Just like to Tom and Zendaya, it's been fascinating to watch her, career arc from, sort of her first appearance in these movies as the weird kid to, the superstar that she is now. But seeing Tom and Zendaya on set, I guess what did you observe with how they work together, how they support each other on a project like this?
Tom and Zendaya are extraordinary. They truly are a team. They really support each other. They allow space for each other. They're incredibly professional on set. They're both also very warm. They know everybody's names on set. They do not walk on set like they are standing on a pedestal. They come to work and they work very, very hard. They are also both very passionate about their characters and this movie and the fans. They know what it means to the fans, and it's it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun watching them work, and they have done some scenes in this movie that will surprise you with how light and fun these scenes are, and also surprise you with how really deep they go. There are some scenes that I think will really blow you away.
Yeah, I bet. Now, I'm guessing you're probably not going to tell me much about Sadie Sink, is that right?
I can tell you that I worked with Sadie Sink on a movie when she was 14 years old, and I'm very, very excited to be working with her again.
I can't wait to see more about her. And also, we are running out of time. But I have to say, I loved Wonder Man. I thought it was just such a brilliant addition to the canon, and also a great love letter to the industry as well. Amazing cast, brilliantly written. Everything about it was great. But I'd love to know, what do you think the future is for the superhero genre? Because it's the box office seems to be rebounding, but who knows, I guess, from one movie to the next, and then you've got streaming as well, and how great some of that content is. Where do you see the future?
The future of the superhero genre? Gosh,
Yeah.
I am definitely not going to be the expert to give you a great opinion on the future of the genre. I take each movie one at a time, and I love playing in the sandbox. I love taking these iconic characters that represent certain spectacle that is so big, and finding ways to bring them down to earth and get surprisingly intimate with some of these characters. So, and I really enjoyed it on this one. So for me, I do think that there is a lot of things to still mine from some of these characters. As for the genre as a whole, I have no idea.
And cut.